Jesus Christ. I ran away from her. Can't believe what's going on. I know we'll make things better. Gotta listen to Circle of Debate. I'm running out of breath.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Circle of Debate podcast episode number 8. This is your host, the devious one, Ivan C., alongside one of my both co-hosts right here, who is also with the hero of all heroes. He's your hero as well as mine, and also Mr. Killer's hero, Mike Lopez, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. Episode 8. Here we go.
And also we got alongside the killer of all killers. Remind you, watch your reputation, because he will kill it. Reputation killer. It's Josh Bear Horton, ladies and gentlemen.
Good to be here. Good to be here. Number 8. We're getting up there. We're about to be in the double digits.
Almost double digits. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Also want to give a shout out to AEW Podcast that actually gave us a shout out as well on their Instagram. We will join them pretty soon. Hopefully, we'll do a collaboration with them alongside with their podcast. So keep an eye on that. Follow them also on their IG. You will see that on the description below. Now to get to the point, what a hell of a week of fucking pro wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of names were thrown out there, a lot of allegations, a lot of big names that none of us ever thought, especially the peers that we look up to. And now, unfortunately, they were accused of a sexual abuse, physical abuse, allegations. Start off, obviously, I'm not going to name all the lists. Obviously, you guys seen that on every social media platform. But the major ones was, obviously, Joey Ryan. That's one that really nobody expected. 16 different allegations. And due to that, Impact actually let him go. They actually terminated his contract. His promotion, Bar Wrestling, that what I would go to a lot, definitely, is now shut down because Bootleg Theaters discontinued their relationship with Bar Wrestling, which Joey Ryan is the owner of Bar Wrestling here in Southern California. And also as well, all his video libraries are gone from the social platforms that he used. And besides him, Jim Cornette was another one. Obviously, Michael Ellinger from Impact was another one. Dave Christ was another one from Impact. Even Marty Scurll, another one that we never expected. Sammy Guevara, out of another one that was definitely got suspended because of a podcast he said a couple of years ago that he would, do what he would do, to Sasha Banks, which he did formally apologize to her, and now he's on hiatus. And also, it's so much. And obviously, Keith Lee gave one of his, experiences of being physically abused as well. So I want to get you guys' thought about, I'm going to start off with you, Mr. Reputation Killer. So all these allegations have been going on. It's changed now the pro wrestling world around. And it will change the pro wrestling industry, definitely, moving forward. So what are your thoughts about all these allegations? Do you find them guilty or proven guilty? Were you shocked by all these names listed, first of all?
Yeah, man. I'm definitely shocked that. I mean, we've heard this before in pro wrestling with Enzo and James Ellsworth. But even with Enzo, I mean, he was found that he didn't do anything. So the proof spoke for itself right there in that situation. I don't know about Ellsworth. I think he might have been guilty, but I mean, I think that somebody came out and they came out and they was brave about whatever situation it was, I think, with David Starr. And then from there, the floodgates open. And a lot of these people, I think, just want to jump on the bandwagon. I mean, I'm not going to condemn everybody. I'm not saying everybody's guilty, but at the same time, I'm not saying everybody's innocent. We don't know till all this facts are proven. We need to see more facts with this situation. but it don't look good for Joey Ryan, especially with that gimmick. I can bet your ass you'll never see the Dong style ever again. Even if he comes back to professional wrestling, that gimmick's done. And then with Sammy Cabrera, it might be a little bit controversial. I don't think that he should be punished for it. I think it was a stupid joke that he made years ago when he was 22, and I'm not sitting here making an excuse for his age or whatever. Well, I mean, just because you certain people out there that say you didn't make no mistakes when you was that age doesn't mean a lot of other people by the thousands didn't. I mean, there's thousands of people that did make mistakes in their teens and early 20s. And let me remind everybody that the podcast he was on, I ain't going to say the name of the podcast, but the host talks dirty all the time on that show. The host says dirtier shit than that. So to me, this was Sammy just trying to fit in with that podcast and the host and the show and the environment that he was in when he was talking, because I don't believe that he would honestly rape Sasha Banks. I mean, come on, you really think that he would do it? I know, no. He was on a show that talks dirty every week. So, and he's 22. So of course he's gonna talk dirty too. The host never got in trouble. Of course, he thinks he's never gonna get in trouble. So I think it's just need to move on from that. Quit trying to dig up shit from the past just so you can jump on the bandwagon. There's real rape victims out there that's been really raped and are suffering from what happened to this day. So, I mean, just like my own family member, you know what I mean? So, I mean, you got to think about that when you go and you post on Twitter, oh, so somebody hit on me and followed me in the DMs as soon as I left the show and he gave me the creeps. I mean, that's some ways, some guys don't know they're being creepy. Like with Marty Scurll. I mean, obviously the girl was the right age. So, I mean, either way, he shouldn't have been messing with a 16-year-old. But at the same time, because he was 26, But at the same time, why was she even drinking? And why was she even there?
Yeah,
so,
yeah, I agree.
I think it's all a fucking mess, and I can't wait till it blows over. And innocent till proven guilty. But Joey Ryan, he's done for, bro. Done for.
Yeah. Mr. Hero, what are your thoughts about all these allegations going around the pro wrestling world?
Oh my goodness, what a week it was. You know, it every time I logged in, it seemed like another name coming up of different kinds of allegations. And make no mistake about it, everybody makes mistakes, some big, some small. And, you know, it just so happens that these guys said or did something that was out of line. And they are part of a public, they're part of a public company. And the company has to look out for their own interests and image and all that sort of thing. Like, for example, for AEW, having Sammy in such a high, in a high stable, in a high spot, they have to look at what their image is going to be, and or would people start saying, hey, you know, why aren't you guys punishing this guy or whatever? I'm pretty sure, and I have nothing to base this on, but it's just my opinion. I'm pretty sure that AEW kind of let Sammy know, like, hey, you know, let's just hold off on here. We're gonna do this to you because you did this or said this, but you know, once you know things are cool, you know, you'll be free to come back, because he is a pretty talented wrestler in my opinion, and you know, there's things in wrestling, in the world of wrestling, that change things down the line, much like the Chris Benoit thing, much like the Eddie Guerrero death. There's things that happen, and we can look back on and say, well, these events changed how things went in wrestling. So it's going to be interesting to see down the line how there's going to be different ways to punish or to, you know, handle these sort of situations, especially in wrestling, where you know you there's kayfabe, and is he really saying that because he means it, or is he just saying that because it's his character? You know, you have a guy like MJF that he's on 24/7 in social media and everything. Someone like him that plays a heel has to be careful with what he says and has to watch how he says it, because you never know, down like 10 years from now, it's not going to be accepted. So it's very interesting, and entertainers have to be very careful with what they say. But you know, and from my point of view, and I'm saying this on the basis of people that just say things. Now, if it's somebody that went and did something, I feel like that's on a whole another level. But for entertainers, entertaining, they have to be careful.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. And now that, you know, mentioning MJF, you know, he was getting a little bit of a heat when he flicked off I think 11-year-old, I believe. I think he was flicking him off.
Yeah.
With a picture of him, you know, there was, you know, showing that, hey, can I get your autograph? He got his autograph, took a picture, but he flicked him off. And so he was getting a lot of heat, controversy for that. But we all know, and what I like about what you just mentioned too, Mike, that the audience needs to be aware of the meaning kayfabe, obviously. Kayfabe, obviously, when you're playing in character. When you are in character, you don't play in character in and outside of the ring. And you brought up a good point there. It just, well, there is a lot of kayfabing on social media platforms, a lot, especially because they want to keep the character the same. You want people, the audience, to be more interested. Because you don't want to just break off from that kayfabe and then just, I'll be my normal self. But then people are not gonna like, you know, the heel faction of you or the baby face faction of you. So right. It doesn't make a lot of sense of that.
In this desensitized society that we're in, man. Yeah, it's like that MJF story where people got on his ass about him flipping the kid off. I also saw a video another fan posted where they was at an indie event that MJF was at, and he flipped the kid off there, and the little boy walks by, and it's outside. Little boy flips MJF back off, and the kid knew how to play along with it. I mean, and in the Attitude Era, when we was growing up, we was throwing the fingers up and saying "suck it" and everything, man. That's the way it's supposed to be, man. Not this desensitized world. I hate this fucking world we live in right now. You got to walk on eggshells all the time and worry about what you're doing because you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. It's ridiculous. And one day it's going to go too far because it's going to be too desensitized.
No, I agree, absolutely. And I think it's getting to that point already. I mean, that's why it's difficult, you know, for even like for, you know, for example, with us, I mean, us as a podcast, I mean, obviously we're aware of what we need to say and not to say, you know, and we're not actually no discrimination on that because we already aware ourselves. We individual wise, we've been through all, you know, different, you know, chapters of our life, good and bad, which we understand it in life. And nowadays it's like social media, like anything used social media could be used in a different kind of matter. And I agree on that it should be like, just be normal, civilized people. Just, you know, if it's a joke, you know it's a joke. If it's not a joke, okay, leave it alone. If it doesn't have to involve with you, leave it alone. But like I understand, I mean, it's like, don't get me wrong. We here, us three, we do support the speaking out movement. We're not saying that it's wrong. We're here to support it 100%. You know, but don't like how, you know, Mr. Killer said, don't just go ahead and just monkey see, monkey do, and it's not a real story. And the next thing you know, allegations are incorrect. It's like, you're literally killing other people's lives that are at risk, their income, their house, everything. That's something that is very, very, you know, difficult to get back. And it's something that I'm hoping that, you know, the audience would understand our point of view about that. It's nothing, like I said, we're not against the, you know, speaking out movement. We're with it. It has to be legit. Like we said, it's proven guilty. We see the facts, fine. But if he's going to go ahead and rat off some random BS crap, then no, I won't support it. So, I mean, you know, I'm hoping all of this get clears up, but it will change the pro wrestling industry, and it will change kayfabe. I'll tell you that. It will change kayfabe in the future. And I think I don't see social media platform being used very well anytime soon.
I can tell you this, man. Social media has ruined professional wrestling, in my opinion.
Yeah, I
really
agree.
Have.
Yeah, I agree with that. And, you know, I'm glad that, you know, Jim Cornette, he cleared it in his podcast, and on his podcast, on the experience, he said no. And he cleared it up, and he passed
He admitted
proof.
it. He said, we like to have fun, so what?
Yeah. He
Fuck it if
admitted
you
it.
don't like it.
Yeah, if you don't like about his sex life, the hell with it, Marty actually did, he did his consensual. Like, I'm telling you, there's so much right now going on. But, just to end this topic, because I want to go ahead and move forward. Like I said, once again, we're with you guys. Professional wrestlers, promotions, we're out there. We're with you guys 100% on speaking out. But please do it properly right. Do it, do it the right way. Don't just spoil it out and say some fake-ass exposure that will cost people's income and their living costs. And then it turns out it wasn't. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. But let's go ahead and move forward now. I want to go ahead and move forward now with SmackDown. We saw Matt Riddle's debut. We saw Riddle's debut on that. And first opponent he challenged, AJ Styles. He beat him clean slate 1, 2, and 3. Were you guys surprised at all about that? So I want to go ahead with you, Mr. Hero. Were you surprised at all? Matt Riddle's debut, already feuding with AJ. Is it way too soon? Or you tell me. How did you feel about that?
Bro, it was just, man, okay. Usually, from what I've seen, they come in and they cut a promo and they have something leading up to something, right? But right away they gave AJ Styles and a win over AJ. It goes to show just the amount of confidence that they have in him. Matt Riddle, I like his style. I like the barefoot style. It gives the kicks more of an impact. It's cool. I'm a big fan of the world of mixed martial arts, so I've seen his fights, and I know that he ended his career like in a four fight winning streak. So this guy, he can take some guys out for sure. And but yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next and for the future in the SmackDown brand.
Killer, your thoughts?
I mean, I think it was a damn good debut, but we know it came on the night that he was accused of something that I don't think that he done, but either way, I hope that it don't hurt his push. He gets to win over AJ, great match and everything. And this guy, yeah, we know he was great in MMA. He didn't even quit MMA. Actually, he got fired because he fell for the THC, which was dumb, kind of. And I don't even smoke it, but that's stupid. That's not going to make you fight better, I don't think. If anything, it'd make you fight slow or something, I would think. But, yeah, I think this was a great debut, and it looks like they're trying to keep the AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan feud going as well. When AJ was like, put the title on me, Bryan. Put the title on me. And tell me that you respect me or something like that. Or what did he say? He said something like that. But, yeah. Do y'all see them keeping this feud going between Bryan and AJ?
Yes.
I see it because I wouldn't mind keeping that. Honestly, that match, even at the time when Daniel Bryan was heel, when he was WWE champion, was actually a good move as well. I like that. Well, anytime you see Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles in the ring, you will not get disappointed.
Money.
It's money.
That's what it is.
It's money. Okay. Add Matt Riddle to that. Oh, that will be a hell of a triple threat match for that IC belt.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Ooh, add Matt Riddle to the mix of that. That will be a spectacular triple threat match. That would be a WrestleMania match. Shouldn't even. That's just me, but we'll see. We'll see what.
Let me just say, man, WWE they've known about the allegations about Matt Riddle since before he debuted. So it's what I hear. So obviously they know that this girl has been stalking him all this time. So and they have good faith in him. So that's why they went ahead with the match and aired it. So I think they will go on with the push, man. I don't think this hurts his push. I really don't, and I hope it don't.
Yeah, I don't think it will, but hopefully that'll be swept out of the way and let him move forward already with that. So we already got that was like the best highlight of SmackDown. Obviously, we already know. So moving forward with that, now we'll go ahead and move with Raw. Now we see a little bit of Raw. The changes that we talked about last week about Bruce Pritchard. Now we gave him how it was. Now we see the first change already there. First change already happened. I just want to bring up Liv Morgan first. I want to get that out of the way. You can tell Liv was not happy about the fact that now she's going back to a tag team with Ruby Riott. Her vignettes are done. Her push is done. That was Paul Heyman girl. And now
wait a minute. So she's going back to a tag team with Ruby Riott?
I won't be surprised if that happens.
Oh, shit.
I mean, you saw that backstage. Ruby was trying to talk to her, and it didn't work out very well. So this is already a first change of the Bruce Pritchard era, Vince McMahon era. That obviously she was a upcoming Paul Heyman girl. Not anymore. Now her push is no longer there. So Mr. Hero, what do you did you expected that, or do you not expect that about Liv Morgan's push being now pushed down literally and now being tag team with Ruby Riott?
I'm kind of disappointed in this turn of events. I remember that promo she gave, or when she lost to Charlotte, said that I even forgot what she said at the moment, but it just seemed like it was natural. Like they weren't planning on giving her a push, but people were asking for her to come back. Now it seems that she's losing every week. She lost to Charlotte a bunch of times. And we have a perfectly capable superstar that people have wanted to see, and they don't do anything with it. And I don't know what's going on there, WWE. You have so many stars that could be, but are just not booked right, and it's a shame that the number one company is not able to do things with their stars. And maybe it's because they have too much talent. Maybe if she went somewhere else, she would be booked in a better way. But I actually did not catch that segment with Ruby Riott that she wanted to talk to her. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they build that tag team up again, because they need tag teams. They need competition for the belts. And yeah, why not have Liv involved in that, and hopefully they end up winning the tag team titles.
Definitely. Mr. Killer, what are your thoughts about that?
I mean, it was kind of the same shit with Emelina when we were seeing that fucking we would see Liv Morgan in the bathtub week after week after week, and it went nowhere. She re-debuted, come out there as Lana's girlfriend or whatever, went nowhere. And of course, she has been losing ever since then. And also, everybody remember that maybe there isn't a lack of star power here. Think about the women that main evented WrestleMania this other year, a couple years ago. It was Becky, Charlotte, Ronda. Where are they all at now? They're all gone. They're all three gone. Three of the women that main evented WrestleMania a couple years ago are gone. So somebody needs to step up at this point. And as far as tag teaming up with her old partner, Ruby Riott, I hope not, because I'd rather see Shotzi Blackheart team with Ruby Riott. That would be a good tag team. With Liv, I would make her like a wild child, like a young, wild and free type of character, man, where she just acts crazy and childlike and just goes crazy and wild and loves to party and have a good time or whatever. Make her that or something. Either way, whatever you do with her, she deserves to be pushed. And if y'all don't push her, then maybe somebody else will. You know what I mean?
I agree. But go ahead, Mike.
I feel she was better off being Sister Abigail and joining the Fiend. Doing something there.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That would have been good.
Yeah.
Anything but what she's doing now.
Yeah. No, I agree with that because even how you said, how you said okay, have her like a wild child.
Yeah.
Like, have her like how Mike said it. Either have her go ahead and join. Well, Bray Wyatt, she should have became the Sister Abigail. That was one. That's great. The other one, make her obviously not the appearance, but the persona of the Harley Quinn character of like Joker and Batman, but make her like that, psychotic. She's on her own, self-independent Harley Quinn. Just mixture of that, something that will give her that push. And obviously, a lot of people from social media have been discussing having her pushed. They wanted her there, and now, of course, Vince McMahon. Obviously, Papa Vinny didn't want that, and now he's doing this. And now that you spoke about, speaking of Charlotte and now Becky and Ronda gone, now actually Charlotte is gone. Now she's taking a hiatus. She will be having surgery, which is undisclosed. We don't know what kind of surgery. It has not been reported. It was reported in Pro Wrestling Insider and also reported in WrestleZone that she will be out possibly until maybe 2021. But she came back and pretty much commented that she'll be back hopefully within a few weeks. So we might see her come back by SummerSlam. Rumors are on your window going that basically that she will be returning for the SummerSlam program to do a triple threat match with Asuka and Nia Jax, which we obviously we're tired of that shit. We don't want that shit. Like how you said also, Mike, this is, and also you, Josh, as well. This is now the time that Charlotte's out of the picture. This is not a time to have that ruthless aggression, to have all those women coming up, to be on top, to take that step to get up there. Now is the time. Exactly. Now is the time. I just wish that Ember Moon did not get injured because I think she would have been the next one.
Yeah.
If she was there right now, she would have been the next one challenging Asuka for that Raw belt. But also, don't forget, we got Shayna still there that we mentioned earlier last week.
Yeah.
We haven't saw her in a while.
Yeah, haven't saw her.
She hasn't appeared in a good while, hasn't she?
No, since I think the last time she beat Natalia. I think that was it. It's because Vinnie Mac is not really. He's not appraised about her. It just, I don't know what it is. It's possibly because her looks. I mean, I don't think that looks got nothing to do with it. I think it's more about her charisma, like in the mic. I think that's what it is. I'm assuming, but she's great on the mic. For me, she's great at the mic. She's great in the ring. I mean, right now, this Raw Women's, the Raw Women's division could step it up right now, and just go ahead and, take this opportunity right now that Charlotte's gone. Be creative. Go to creative and say, hey, I have this plan. And then try it. Right now, it should be the time for the women to step it up. Or even move people from SmackDown, put them to Raw, the women's division. Or have them, do a dual brand like how they're doing it, SmackDown women going to Raw women going to SmackDown. Why not? Let that happen. But, I mean, do you guys agree? Do you feel like now that Charlotte is out, and so I'm going to go ahead with you, Mr. Keller. Do you agree with that? With Charlotte out, this could be a step up for the women. And do you agree about that planned rumor window about Charlotte being involved in a triple threat match of Asuka and Nia Jax at SummerSlam? What are your thoughts about that?
Oh man, I would rather that triple threat match at SummerSlam happen than what could happen. And what could happen is she don't come back until the Rumble, and then she wins the Rumble for a second time. That pissed a lot of people off, and I like Charlotte too. I like Charlotte. A lot of people don't. I like Charlotte, but I don't want to see her win the fucking Rumble again. And I mean, if she don't come back until then, if she's not allowed to come back till January or even December, they might hold off on her and wait till January and have her win the fucking Rumble. So let's hope that don't happen. I mean, I take the triple threat match over her winning the Royal Rumble. Let me just say that. And yeah, this is the time for the stars that are there already on the main roster to be elevated. And also, this is the time I would call up some more of the NXT talent and make it a fresh start. You know what I mean? Because you got Sasha Banks, who's on the SmackDown roster, I believe. now challenging for the Raw Women's title, right? So, I mean, obviously there's lack of star power there, or a lack of big star power. Maybe it's time to call up Rhea or somebody like that. I mean, I don't know. They need to call up a couple more like they did back when they called up 3 at one time or 4 at one time or whatever it was. You remember when they called up some of the 4 horsewomen?
Yeah, it was only 3 of them. It was
everyone
Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha. That was it.
Yep.
Besides Bayley.
Let's do something like that again, man. Call up Rhea and I'd call up Shotzi and put her with Ruby, and then I don't know who the fuck else, but call up somebody else too.
So, Hero, what are your thoughts?
I mean, as far as the Shayna Baszler thing, if they think that she's not ready to speak on the mic, then there's this gentleman by the name of Paul Heyman that is not doing anything right now that they could put
that'd be a fucking good idea right there.
Paul Heyman girl, huh?
A Paul Heyman girl. Yeah, weren't there shirts made about that?
Oh yeah.
So have Paul Heyman. Get somebody. So there's definitely potential there. As far as the whole Charlotte thing, man, I would not want her to win the Rumble, and honestly, no. I don't think she would. I think that's kind of a Stone Cold accomplishment to back-to-back Rumbles. I don't think that's going to be Charlotte's accomplishment to do. I feel that would be for somebody else. I don't know, in my opinion. But people, I don't know. The thing about Charlotte is she likes to work, which is why she's put on a lot, because Vince calls, she answers, she shows up. And I feel like that's a lot of what it takes. He wants people that are going to be there and they're going to be reliable, and she's been there. So that's why she's gotten all this all this push or whatever. And same with Asuka. I heard that her recent push was due to her being easy to book during this whole COVID thing.
Right.
So that I feel like that's a key factor for any superstar that wants to move up. But yeah, there's no lack of star power. They have plenty. It's not like they're trying. It's not like Vince needs to sign the NXT people to a contract. He already has them under contract. He's able to bring them up whenever he wants, just like he's able to send the main roster back to NXT. Iron sharpens iron. How are they going to learn if they're not in there with the best? You know what I'm saying? So I definitely think that there's definitely star power and recognizable names now. Yeah, and that's it.
I agree, but you know what? I forgot to mention 2 names out there that are in the main roster. Bianca Belair. She's on main event. What are you doing on main event, Bianca Belair?
They got Bianca Belair
Why?
on the main roster.
Why the fuck do you have her on main event?
We still got to see Natty and Nia. They got star power, but they fucking suck. We need some fresh air breathed into this show.
No, Bianca's great. I'll tell you that. Yeah. She's great. She's a great performer. I'll tell you that. And Chelsea Green, another one that's already not an NXT roster now, on a Raw roster. Still haven't seen her debut yet. We don't even know yet. So it's like, that's another one that, come on. These are now creative. Hello, Bruce. Bruce, talk to your Papa Vinny and, hey, can we, figure this out? How can we do this? Making some good shit. I'm do something. Right now is the time for these women to be stepped up. Get the fuck away from main event and start doing Raw for once. That's what needs to happen.
Because nobody watches main event, man. There might be some good matches on there, but nobody watches it.
I don't watch it. Like, unfortunately, we see Ricochet there too.
I don't even know what day it's on.
I don't even know either. So
Saturday mornings?
Yeah, I don't even know.
Does Superstar still come on too? Or no?
No, you know what? Superstars, I think it still comes on. I believe so. I'm not quite sure. I think it still comes on.
And then the fucking 205 still a thing too, right?
205 still a thing. I don't know why if the Cruiserweight belt's on NXT.
Save a lot of money by canceling all those shows.
Yeah, it's just I have no idea. I don't know what they're doing there. You know, and then, you know, speaking about that, just to go ahead and move forward with Raw, obviously we saw, you know, you mentioned Sasha, Asuka. Honestly, Bender seeing that the first time was great. No disrespect to both of these stars because I love both of them. But it's like, I don't want to see that again. Something new and fresh.
Yeah.
So I'm not even going to get a discussion on that. And I apologize, you know, audience that actually want to hear about it, but there's no point of it. We already know where it's going to go to. So there's no point of that one. The one that I want to talk about.
It's not going to happen now. It's not going to happen with her injured, is it? So, I mean.
No, Sasha and Asuka. I'm talking about that.
Oh, yeah. I thought
no point
of talking about Charlotte for some reason.
No.
Yeah.
There's no point of talking about that. And then obviously we got Ziggler challenging Drew McIntyre. I mean, you already said it yourself. You don't want to see it. Mike, do you want to see that? I don't. You tell me, Mr. Hero, you want to see that match? Drew Ziggler?
No.
I mean yeah. Dolph Ziggler versus Drew McIntyre. I don't. Nobody wants to see that. What about this? That I'm curious now. Another change that we saw was Andrade and Hector Garza Jr. now as a tag team faction now in going for the tag team titles. You know, since Papa Vinny didn't have no hopes in Andrade, we thought for a minute it was going to be a breakup with a tease, but I guess not. And it turns out to be all of them, you know, pretty much making them as a team. And now they're moving forward of them going after the tag team championship of the Street Profits. Good move or bad move? So, Mr. Hero, I'll go with you. Good move or bad move?
I'll say good move because, you know, my first thought was bad move, but okay, let's keep them in the tag team division for a bit. Let's see how that goes. Let's see who the Shawn Michaels to the Marty Jannetty is going to be in this case, right?
I like that.
You know, I feel like they're trying to see who they're going to go with here. I don't think that they're going to have both around, but they're going to choose one from that team. And honestly, I feel like Angel Garza is the guy in this case. I feel like he needs work on the mic, but I think that he has potential. So, yeah.
Mr. Killer, what are your thoughts?
Oh, man, I think it's good. It's good. I never wanted them to break up in the first place. I mentioned that in the past Circle the Base shows when they was teasing it. I was pissed off. I was like, it's too soon. I was okay with them getting rid of Theory, but not fucking breaking Andrade and Angel Garza up. Because these two, to me, there's no Jannetty in the team. There's no Jannetty in this team. This team right here is a future main event star for both of them team right here. This is the young Eddie Guerrero right here. There'll never be another Eddie, but young Eddie Guerrero right there in Angel Garza and in Andrade in a way. Andrade, man, he may not be right there as much as Angel Garza, but damn, can he go in the fucking ring, man. Both of them are talented as fuck, and I wish they would have won the tag team titles at WrestleMania like they was planning to be in that match together, right? But Andrade missed it. But
yeah, because he got suspended. Remember, he got suspended for the violation, you know, of the wellness policy. So that's why they had to change the whole script.
Yeah,
so that's when they got Austin Theory to get involved in that.
Yeah, so now I think that I want to see this, man. I want to see this. Let's get rid of these. Let's get the tag team titles out of this clown show. The Viking Raiders and the Street Profits. Nothing against the Street Profits. They're good. They're funny. But this whole thing's been stupid. And the Viking Raiders have been, man, they fell so far since their Ring of Honor days when they was like these strong, powerful, dominant dudes. Now they're fucking clowns. And, I mean, it sucks how far they've fallen. So let's put the titles back on somebody that looks like real champions, like Garza Jr. and Andrade. Let's do that.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I mean, we'll have to wait and see how that works out. Now, well, let's go ahead and move forward with that. I want to go ahead and move forward right quick now with pro wrestling news. Obviously, the biggest ones that we just heard obviously in the last 48 hours. Obviously, Renee Young, tested positive for COVID-19, which is unfortunate. Wish you the best to get better as soon as possible. Okay, Caleb Braxton was another one as well. Adam Pearce, another one that tested positive from the WWE personnel. From AEW side, John Moxley and QT Marshall, they were around people that tested positive. Obviously, we know why Moxley was self-quarantined because Renee Young. As of right now, obviously Moxley and Renee Young obviously are still in the same home, but they live, they're social distancing. Moxley's never gonna leave his wife, and that's a good husband right there, a loyal husband. And obviously the news already came out that he tested negative, but we still got another week because Fighter Fest, it's a two-night show. So we have to see hopefully if he stays quarantined, not be negative, and hopefully nothing happens because then it'll be subject to change. So we already know what happened with that, unfortunately. And we wish everybody the best. Also, WWE backstage canceled. So obviously you blame CM Punk.
Yeah, it's your fault. It's your fault, CM Punk. This is what happens when you block the reputation killer on Twitter. I done put some voodoo on your ass now. Draw my ass. I think that they spent more money paying him to show up for appearance than they made off of him being on the show, off of profit. It wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it.
They did pay him a lot of money, though.
Let me tell you something, CM Punk. I stand by my word. You blocked me because I said you ruined your return to pro wrestling after over 5 years to be on a show that comes on late at night that barely anybody watches. And if you didn't ruin your return, then why is the fucking show canceled now? So it's official. It's true. It's a fact. You ruined your return for being on this show because you got greedy, want to be lazy, and sit there and just talk from not every week, but whenever you feel like popping up. So that's what happens to you, CM Punk. Too bad for you, too sad for you. But it seems like your endeavors after WWE have went very, very bad. Remind you of your 2 pitiful losses in the UFC, and I remind you of your canceled show backstage.
Wasn't it 3 losses or 2, right? Mike, was it 2 or 3?
It was 2.
2, okay.
Let's be glad he didn't get in there for a third time.
I was actually waiting for him to get a third one. Mr. Hero,
they couldn't do it. They couldn't do it, man. After that guy just toyed with him like a cat playing with a mouse, he was a joke.
Mr. Hero, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, Dana White fired both CM Punk and his opponent that night.
Yeah, he fired,
True story.
He fired the opponent.
He did
for playing with him like a cat playing with a mouse.
Yeah, he did because it could have been a better match. But go ahead, Mike. My apologies. Go ahead.
CM Punk return confirmed at the Royal Rumble. Let's see. Let me start with the COVID thing. It sucks to hear that Renee Young and among others got the COVID-19. It's a reminder that this thing is real and it's invisible. It could go anywhere. It could be to anywhere. And it just goes to show that the wrestlers risk their lives not just in the ring, but also getting to the ring, and everything around them in this period of time. And man, it just shows the dedication to go out there. I know she's not a wrestler, but it's this thing is a real epidemic, and it's affecting real people. And props to John Moxley because he's right there. He knows that he's AEW champion, and he's at risk also. Because his wife is, and but he's still there, and that's awesome to hear. What were we talking about before? The
CM Punk thing, man.
CM Punk. See, don't listen to don't listen to him, CM Punk. I look forward to having you on Circle of Debate so you can debate with him about your return. And
Bring it on, CM Punk. I'll whoop your ass on here in the debate too. That's how pitiful you are. That's how pitiful you are.
CM Punk, that's a challenge, man. That's a big challenge.
CM Punk, do I have your attention now? Huh?
I'm gonna send this to him. Oh, wow, you'll see.
Send it to him. Send it to him because, hey, I think that would be very interesting to see. Very interesting.
But anywho, going into the CM Punk thing, he's in an interesting place because his age, I think he's in his mid to late 40s now.
He's about to be 40. He is 40, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so, the time is running out for a return into the ring. And for someone to be as good as he is or was or whatever, you got to have some sort of passion for what you did. I know that for me personally, I played music for 18 years and I have kind of stopped in the past 2 years. I still have that in me. You still know the moves, you still know what it takes to put on a good show, and it never goes away. I can guarantee that CM Punk still thinks about it to this day, and a return is inevitable. However, he has to decide pretty soon if he wants to get one last good run, and I definitely would hope that he does it. It doesn't have to be WWE. It could be AEW or Ring of Honor or anywhere. But I personally, as a fan, would like to see CM Punk in the ring with the new talent that's going on right now and proving Reputation Killer that his return is alive and well.
Yeah.
He still got it.
Hey.
He still got it.
CM Punk, he still got your love. He still wants to do it, or he wouldn't be going to these indie shows en masse delivering shitty GTSs that are rusty as fuck. Oh. Woo.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, obviously, we'll go ahead and move forward. We're going to take a quick break. Now we're going to from our sponsor, from the captain. Where is the captain? Wherever he's at, he's standing by, ready to speak to you guys. Take it away, Captain.
This is just to address the concerns that have not passed away. As you see, this is a green screen. I am not in the mood. If I was, I wouldn't live where I live. Said that. Have a good day. And I'm tired, man. Who the fuck's writing this shit, man? Where the fuck is my check? Hey, do I have to go to Earth and cash it?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Circle Debate Podcast, Episode 8. Obviously, we heard from the captain, wherever he's from, wherever he's at. I don't know where's he at, but the captain's somewhere. But we salute you, Captain. Captain AM, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you. We love you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest this evening joining us here. We have Mr. Matthew, Mr. MGC in the house. How's it going, Mr. MGC? How are you?
Throw them up. Let's see those two sweets like that.
Too sweet.
Well, New Japan, I've been seeing them do it upside down, though. So it's like,
yeah, they're good. Yeah, they're pretty much kind of disrespecting the Bullet Club, like the hell with Bullet Club. But speaking of New Japan, though, let's go ahead and move forward now with speaking about New Japan. That's why I brought also, get you in the show on your thoughts, Mr. MGC. Obviously, we saw the New Japan Cup day 3, 4, and 5. So I want to get your thoughts. First of all, let's go ahead and talk about day 3. Day 3, obviously, we saw Taichi, the biggest upset. He beat Tanahashi. Nobody thought that would have happened, and that was the biggest upset of all time. Taichi beating Tanahashi in the first rounds. That was unexpected for me as well. Obviously, we saw what happened after that. So it looks like he's going to be fighting, obviously, Mr. Kota Ibushi, who defeated Zack Sabre Jr. as well. They'll be fighting in the next, quarterfinals. And also we have another shocker, Sho, beating Shingo. I didn't expect that at all.
The never openweight champion.
Exactly. Yeah. And exactly. Never thought that Shingo would have lost that match.
Well, in Taichi's defense, it's the generation Taichi comes from, because he's actually like, I remember when he was a young lion, and Taichi was he's like a contemporary of like Naito and Okada in reality. It's just how he's been booked up to that point. So he might get a push up the card. Who knows? Maybe IC title reign, never open weight title reign. You know, it'd be interesting if he took the U.S. title. That'd be also, you know. So I mean, because he's been around a while, it's just how he's been booked. It's kind of the same thing with Hiroki Goto, because he was in the title picture before, but now like he's been out of it and just like been in the mid card.
Yeah.
Same deal with let me think of who else. I mean, like Toru Yano used to have a different gimmick before, and he was more of like, you know, up there in chaos. But yeah, I guess Show that they're building him up more. They want more surprises, you know.
Yeah, most definitely. I agree. And then I mean, also like I did like the Sonata one against Taiguchi. Like I did like that. That was a great match. It was a great back and forth. A lot of respect. And I have a lot of respect for Taiguchi because he's been in the game for a long time, you know. And him being, you know, a former, you know, junior heavyweight, he's been there for a 10-year time. His best matches was with Finn Balor as well. When he was Prince Devitt back in the days, I enjoyed that.
Taiguchi isn't really recognized as a faction because people don't realize that's Tanahashi's faction basically, and they haven't really made their, you know, presence known. I was kind of hoping at like Wrestle Kingdom and AEW we were going to see like the Inner Circle versus Taiguchi, since Jericho faced Tanahashi at Wrestle Kingdom.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
I agree with that.
We could have seen Taiguchi versus Jake Hager, you know, or who's the tag team that's in? There's a tag team in Taiguchi too. Currently.
What was his name? He competed in a tournament too, but I think you mentioned him. I forgot his name. Shit, I know what you're talking about. But
and they would have been good against like, you know, Santana and Ortiz or something like that.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think that would be great.
Juice Robinson and Juice and Finn Juice, that would have been interesting to see up against Santana Ortiz.
Oh, definitely.
And yeah, I've only caught, I think one of the matches, I didn't catch all of the newest episode or part of the Japan Cup. I only caught LIJ versus Chaos, and then, you know, and then a few other matches of what's his name with the mask, Bushi versus
Yo. That was in the tournament. Yeah, one of the, you know, the Rokubu 3K. I forgot. Yeah. Well, we know
Roppongi 3K.
Yeah, there you go. We know that he won in day 4. He won that. You know, obviously, Yoshihashi beat Tencent. We saw, you know, Evo beat, obviously, you know, Akimoto. And then we saw, obviously, Goto, you know, beating, you know, Yuhiro Takashi. Then we saw Taji Shimoto, you know, beating Kawamura. And then day 5, we saw Ishii, you know, he's advancing to go ahead and fight, you know, Takahashi in the quarterfinals. That's another one I'm looking forward to see because he beat Yano. That was a dumbass beat, I mean, by the way. And then obviously Okada beat Nagata. So right now, this is the way how it looks right now, the Junior Cup. The New Japan Cup, how it looks right now, the quarterfinals. You're pretty much going to have, you know, Taichi Ibushi. You're going to have Sonata versus Sho. You're going to have Yoshihashi versus Bushi. You're also going to have Evo versus Goto. And then obviously you got, you know, Tomohiro Ishii versus Takahashi. You're going to have Okada versus Tashi Shimori. So this is going to be a great fucking quarterfinals. I'm looking forward more, honestly, with obviously Ishii versus Takahashi, because, you know, everybody predicted that in this World Cup. And
Takahashi kind of has Hiromu Takahashi, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, Hiromu, if you guys don't know him, he's got his own YouTube channel. He's got he carries stuffed cats to the ring. He's a very entertaining guy. He kind of reminds me of like a gothy Japanese Shawn Michaels.
That's what he is, pretty much.
Yeah.
He's like a funny version of Shawn Michaels that way for me. I mean, that's how I see
it. Like a more anime Shawn Michaels.
Straight out anime. Like if you would have watched the match him versus Yano, how he won the match by count it, just by putting him in the elevator while he was stuck taped with another guy because Yano taped him with another.
Yeah, Yano always tapes people together.
Yano's like, oh my god,
He uses duct tape in his matches.
He's the Doit the Clown for me of New Japan. I mean,
He tries to sell DVDs at matches too.
Yes, he's trying to do that as well.
Yeah, Yano's good times, and like him and Colt Cabana are like a duo that's so like entertaining.
I love that because they were like, "You go, no, you go, you go, you go," and then the time.
No, don't tag me. No, I don't want to be tagged.
And then the time. Okay. And then the time when they team with Okada, like you go, you go. And then Okada was like, I go. Oh, all right. I do remember that.
That was Chaos versus Lij.
Yeah,
that was in this one. Yeah.
But you see more Lij. You see more Lij winning this tournament. I think it's gonna be Takahashi versus Naito. But I'm hoping Ibushi. Ibushi takes it because I think it's about time for him to get a belt.
Yeah.
And I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Naito, but I think it's about time for Ibushi to get it.
Yeah, and I think pretty soon Naito's gonna beat out like Okada's last reign, which was like 200 something days. Or soon. So he's gonna have like a pretty long reign.
I hope
because of COVID. But yeah, I think Ibushi, it's about time for Ibushi. Either it's time for Ibushi or it's time for Hiroki Goto. Let me tell you guys about him. Like his match, it was either his match versus Nakamura or Okada, where he's like wearing all white clothes and he's got like Japanese symbols written all over his body and his face.
I saw that.
And he looks super cool, like a ninja of death, you know. Goto he's really underrated, and I've been trying to watch like more of his matches as of lately. I didn't watch all of the newest episode of New Japan Cup. Yeah, let's cover this episode of NXT with you and Josh. Was it you and Josh or you and Mike?
Well, I pictured Tensai. I don't know if you guys remember.
Yeah,
Tensai.
he looks kind of like Tensai. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like with the
symbols. Yeah. I think it comes from that.
Let me just say. Now, I know this guy, correct me if I'm wrong, but his nickname, the Bone Soldier. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, that's Ishimori, yeah.
Is he still in the tournament?
Yeah, he's going to fight Okada. And, in the quarterfinals.
If he don't go all the way, if Kota don't go all the way, then I want the Bone Soldier to go all the way, man.
He's a good cruiserweight.
He can go, though, man. He can go.
Oh, yeah. But see, what I like about this, the mixture of the junior and the junior heavyweights and heavyweights. And it wouldn't be, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, how long has it been when you see the junior heavyweight challenge for the heavyweight championship? We haven't seen that in a while.
It's true.
But, I mean, I have not seen that. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, MGC. When is the last time have you seen a MGC, you know, a super, you know, I mean, a junior
heavyweight versus a junior, like Will Ospreay versus Okada.
I would have. I see if Will Ospreay would have been in this tournament, I would have taken Will Ospreay win all the way. I think it's his fucking time to do it. Will Ospreay should have been a champ right now.
Yeah, he's also coming up on it. So like, Josh, like,
what do you mean no? Wait a minute. What do you mean no?
No.
You don't like Will Ospreay?
What?
He's okay. But
oh my God! No, you did not just say that. Oh,
I just
all right.
All I want.
Debate this shit.
Shame on you, man.
Shame on you.
Shame on you, bro.
Don't get me started.
Don't tell me. Don't. At least you better like Sabre Jr., man. You like Sabre Jr. though, right?
You like Zach? You know, you like Zach, right? He's
winning me over little by little.
Oh.
I'm still waiting on Zack Sabre Jr. versus Moxley. That was kind of like the match I was waiting on. Moxley versus Sabre. That would have been interesting, you know. I want to see.
All right, who do you want, Mike? Who do you want?
I want Naito to win the whole thing, and if he doesn't, I will do an entire episode without my glasses. I'll be blind as a bat. I'll take my glasses off.
Wait a minute. No,
that'll be interesting.
No, wait. Naito is not in the tournament.
Well, he's gonna retain the title though.
He's gonna retain the title though. Remember, Naito is the champion. He's the winner of this tournament. They face
has
Naito.
To go up against Naito. Yeah.
Yeah, Dominion.
I just pulled.
Naito's gonna retain, man. We all know it.
Unless it's Ibushi.
If it's Ibushi, then that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you on that. It's gonna be hard.
I totally pulled it.
Give me a Bushi or the Bone Soldier, or let Naito retain. Either way, man.
I hope it's Himuro Ishii. too as well.
I totally pulled an R-Truth right now.
I know you did.
Much love to the 24/7 48 I-95 champion,
I-95.
110 South.
110 South. Oh, yeah, but we're looking forward to those. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, watch those upcoming tournaments July 1st, July 2nd on NJPWworld.com. You can watch them there. For the remaining of the quarterfinals, you will see that, and we're looking forward to it as well. And now moving forward, we're going to move forward, obviously, with NXT. The only highlight of the night was the triple threat match. That it was, obviously, Keith Lee defending his North American Championship versus Finn Balor and Johnny Gargano. We saw the outcome of that, the result, which is Keith Lee is now taking the belt all the way versus Adam Cole, which is now known as the American Bash, Week 1 and Week 2, courtesy of WWE naming the Great American Bash, trying to compete with AEW Fyter Fest because they're having 2 weeks, which is obvious. You're trying to compete with, obviously, with AEW. But, well, you, Mr. Killer, I mean, how did you enjoy that match? Do you expect the Keith Lee to win overall, or what was your thoughts about it?
Oh, man, it was definitely the best match of the night. And the show was just an okay show, you know. Every show this week's been an okay show, but not good. But this match, yeah, I love this match, and I love that they're doing this champion versus champion winner takes all match. But I have a feeling, man, that somebody's going to fuck it up, and there'll be no winner or some shit. I'm just used to WWE doing that, but I'm hoping NXT don't do that. I'm hoping they don't have Karrion Kross come out there and fuck the match up or something, and then there's no winner, and then both guys keep the belt. But at the end of the day, I think Adam Cole is going to be holding both of those titles.
You never know, probably so. I mean, we'll have to wait and find that out. We'll wait and see. I mean, what do you guys think? Mr. Hero, Keith Lee, Adam Cole, what do you think will take it?
I think it's going to Mr. Adam Cole. He's on a roll, man. This guy is unstoppable in NXT. And I actually disagree. I think we will see a clear winner in this match, and it's going to be Adam Cole. Baby.
MGC, who do you see winning that one? Winner takes all, Adam Cole or Keith Lee?
I mean, at this point, does Adam Cole have the record for like longest title reign?
Yeah,
Yes,
he does. Longest
yes, he
reign
does.
already.
Yeah, or like as is. I mean, he has to drop it sooner or later, but you know, it depends on how over the opponents are.
Keith Lee's over though, man.
Yeah, there you go.
He's way over right now.
I mean, he could be the first. He could drop it and then become the first 3-time NXT champion, and then just gain it back like at a following pay-per-view. Because like at WWE, they're really big on like frequent title changes, and they've been like with the long reign of Adam Cole, they're trying to prove that they're not that way. But you know, just for to switch it up, they might do a title change. It depends on how
NXT's titles are more prestigious. Yeah. A lot of the champions get longer reigns there.
Yeah, big time.
Finn Balor got it. Samoa Joe got it. Nakamura
Kevin
had
Owens.
it. Kevin Owens.
Asuka's reign was fucking forever, wasn't it?
She retired the belt. She retired the belt. And
Never lost it.
Never lost it. Never lost. But you know what? Let's go ahead and move forward with that. Now let's go ahead and move forward with AEW Dynamite. The best highlight of the AEW Dynamite was FTR, baby. Oh, yeah. Versus SCU. SCU. Which I love SCU. SCU. I love SCU. And also, that was a great match. Great classic, like old school classic match between both of them. I love how they're looking right now, FTR. And SCU, of course, come on. You got two veterans right there in the ring. Kazarian, Daniels, I love it versus Wheeler, Hardwood. It was great. Love the upset, with FTR winning. Great match, great upset. Then out of nowhere, you see Butcher and Blade coming out, obviously in their trucks, challenging, obviously FTR and the Young Bucks in the 8-man tag team versus them, Butcher and Blade, and then right behind them, FTR was the Lucha Brothers, the return of Cero Miedo and Animo. and that's gonna be interesting to see at Fighter Fest, which that will happen in day 2, not day 1, unfortunately, but which I was looking forward to seeing day 1. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask you, Mr. MGC, what were your thoughts about that FTR SCU match? Did you enjoy it? Was it an instant, like old school classic tag team
So
match?
yeah, so for like older wrestling fans and people who like, you know, your Cornettes and people that align with that type of thinking, that's probably in their eyes, that's probably like the best match, tag team match that AEW could put on right now. But if you're an old school fan, you know, if you only like old school, but then again, look at it this way, SCU, like both Kazarian and Daniels are big high flyers though. So, but I gotta say they played it pretty close to the bone with this one, and this was even, what do you call that, pandering to like Cornette, because they even used the Midnight Express. They had a Midnight Express spot. They did the Vegematic, you know.
Yeah.
So that it seemed like they put that match on just for Jim, you know. Because that Vegematic spot, I'm like, yeah, I know who that spot's for. And then they even mentioned the Midnight Express on commentary when that went on. So it's like it's a tag team match, Vegematic, but they're like Kazarian and Daniels looked really great. In all honesty, nothing to take away from Scorpio Sky, but I actually like Kazarian and Daniels better than Scorpio Sky and Kazarian. You know, because like Daniels is all that history. I watched him back in TNA. So, you know, when it comes to that combination, bounce it back to you.
All right. Well, I'm gonna disagree on that. Scorpio Sky is a great addition.
Yeah.
You know, Scorpio Sky, I followed his career when he started Championship Hollywood, which is up here in Oxnard, California. That's where he started from there. He started doing independency with Maverick Pro Wrestling here in Southern California. He did obviously, bar wrestling, which is now done. But
he's great. He's great. I just prefer Daniels.
I know. I get I get it, but I love the fact that Daniels and Kazarian could take Scorpio Sky under their wings in teaching him
Freebird rules, always Freebird.
Oh,
rules.
and I know that, but also teaching them obviously the ropes in the pro wrestling industry. And these are two veterans that pretty much started the X division alongside with AJ and Samoa Joe back in the TNA days. But that's going into far detail. But Mr. Killer, what are your thoughts about that SCU and FTR match? Instant classic or no?
Instant classic. Instant classic, man.
Thank you.
And I don't think just old school fans.
Yeah.
It wasn't for. I think it's for everybody, man, because it was a great fucking match, man. When you see a great fucking match, you see a great fucking match. And we know the Natural Nightmares were supposed to be originally in this match. Yeah. Well, some things are for the better. And we got SCU versus FTR. And
I was excited way in advance before when they announced the match. I was like, I posted on my Instagram. I was like, this felt like pay-per-view quality. It's they call it hot shotting when you put something that's for the pay-per-view on the weekly show.
It was a classic, man. It was a classic. And I wish FTR would bring up some of the shit that Jim Cornette says in his promos not his promos, but on his show to diss people in promos.
I think they did.
AEW.
I think they did. They did.
Yeah, I want to see more of that, though.
There was one spot. Yeah, there was one spot which was it Wheeler, right, or Drax? Drax, right? I always
Dash and Cash.
Yeah, Dash and Cash, but Dax and Cash. Dax.
Dax and Cash. Yeah.
So I think it was Dax who said it. He's like, told JR, I know you don't see us like we don't have the physique, but we're able to push, make the tag team division be at best. So he threw a jab at JR because I guess JR actually partly critiqued their physique, but not their in-ring skills. So see, there you go. Looks.
I heard that.
Looks, ladies and gentlemen, looks.
See. I would like them to say whenever they do get into the feud where they're going to have a match with the Young Bucks, FTR needs to be like, as the greatest manager of all time, Jim Cornette said, you two are nothing but mud show garbage wrestlers.
Yeah, something like that. They called because he called Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus like, oh yeah, the little boy and your stupid little dinosaur. Because I like that. That was really good because they made the declarations that yes, we are heels. No more of this. Like they're just heels that are aligned with baby faces for some reason. So like they made it clear that they're heels, like straight up that week.
They are. No, they are heels. It's just like they're more. I consider them more as revolutionists, like for the tag team division. That's what they are, and that's
they're
why.
doing, man. They're planting them seeds to build up to this feud. We're not rushing to this Young Bucks and FTR. We're building up to it, and we're getting ready for it. And when it happens, it's gonna be fucking epic, bro.
It's gonna be fucking bountiful.
It'll probably happen at All Out.
Maybe so.
A good weekly episode, though, a good weekly match with FTR would be a tag team I'd say is even more their opposite than Lucha Brothers is probably Hybrid 2. Just because, like, Hybrid 2 is very, super flippy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they're doing all the acrobatics and stuff, and they're probably defined as, like, one of the high flyers. Like, other than them, I mean, there's also Private Party, but, like, Hybrid 2, like, flies everywhere. That's like anti-aircraft versus aircraft. That's kind of how that match would go, like they got to shoot, like FDR has to shoot them down while they're flying and bombing them with all these different off the top of the rope and then slingshot moves and stuff like.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I can see that definitely. That's like high flying versus traditional style tag team. I could definitely see that.
Shoot them down. Anti-aircraft machine guns, anti-aircraft missiles,
Yeah, even with them or even with Santana Ortiz, there's a lot that they could do with that tag team division and make it shit, man. There could be a lot of shit they could do. But this one, loved it. Mike, you will love that match. You got to see it once again. I know that you were on hiatus.
He was
on a hiatus for, he wasn't,
So I was unable to watch AEW Dynamite this week or NXT. But you guys told me who won, and I still want to see this match.
Oh, yeah. That's how good it is.
Sounds great.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Damn good match.
So, yeah, I will be definitely doing that and checking out this classic matchup, or this an instant classic, it seems. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't surprise me. AEW has the best tag team wrestling going on today. Yeah, I'll check it out.
Definitely.
I think the thing they're waiting to do though is the ladder match between Bucks and FTR. I think that's the one they're saving for the pay-per-view. It'll be like. And I think they just need one other team. I kind of want it to be like Briscoes.
I don't think they should put the ladder match as their first match, though.
Yeah, not their first. No, they're saving that for the pay-per-view like next year. I think maybe even after COVID, they're gonna save that ladder match for like after the pandemic. There'll be ladder match everywhere.
I mean, we'll have to see about that. I mean, we'll see. But But see, the only way to have a ladder match, obviously, you gotta have the Bucks win the belts for FTR to take the belts. That's what we need to see. Then, like how Jim Cornette said, that's it. You drop the belts back to them and move on. Go to New Japan.
What if FTR had the belts first and the Young Bucks had to prove themselves and beat FTR because they've been talking shit for so long about they're the greatest tag team of all time.
That's passing the torch pretty much, but in reality is like there's no such thing as torch because both of them are in the same levels. Yes, FTR started probably after Young Bucks. Young Bucks started at an early age, but what FTR is doing is bringing the classic type tag team division and making the tag team division important. No, I'm not saying that Young Bucks are not doing that. It's just that they're not doing. Obviously, they're doing it different. It's different styles of pro wrestling between both of them.
I really want to see the War Kings and the Briscoes like mixed into this conversation.
Well, the Briscoe brothers, I've seen them live. I've seen them, but yes.
Because the Bucks had a match with the Briscoe brothers before, and so did Gorillas of Destiny. But I think the
Yes.
ultimate, like my ultimate dream tag team match right now, because the War Kings are like the modern Road Warriors. They're even trained by Road Warrior Animal. So it would be the War Kings, the Briscoes, the Bucks, FTR, tables, ladders, and chairs.
Yep.
Every team for themselves.
That would
Tables,
be dope.
just imagine how I think it could even surpass Edge and Christian Hardy.
Don't you can't go there. You can't go there.
you
You
can't
can't
do
go
that.
there.
Don't do that.
You can't do that because that's a different era. That's a whole
Yeah, it
different
is.
era.
It is. But I mean, and if you get Gorillas of Destiny in the mix too. Ooh.
Oh yeah, I mean, don't be surprised if you see FTR going to Japan.
Yeah.
But you know what? Moving forward with that now, speaking of AEW, now let's go ahead and move forward with the first night, day one, coming up next Wednesday, which will be obviously Fyter Fest day one. So I'm going to go ahead and mention the card for you guys, and you guys choose the best match out of the card. Which will be the best one, or which one will steal the best? Well, the best one, and who will steal the show? How about that? Two of them. So we got day one card. We got Private Party versus Santana Ortiz. We have Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus teaming up, the Lucha Express versus MJF and Wardlow. We have Hikaru Shida defending the AEW Women's Championship versus Penelope Ford. We have the TNT Championship, Cody Rhodes versus Jake Hager. And the main event, obviously, the AEW Tag Team Champions, which is Kenny Omega, Adam Page versus Best Friends. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with Mr. MGC. Which one will steal the show, and which one is the best one overall?
So I'm gonna do a little bit of process of elimination and best one. The show stealer, I think. I know the best one kind of up ahead is probably going to be like Kenny Omega and versus Best Friends, just because of the whole thing with like basically what they're doing with Omega and Page is they're trying to like make another version of the Golden Lovers, but instead of like how Kenny Omega and Ibushi love each other and they're lovers, this is kind of like a brother that Kenny's stuck with, that he, isn't sure. Like they have a strained relationship, him and Page, but they have such great team moves together, and and Best Friends kind of have their own So I think that's going to be best of the night. I have to remember what some of the other ones on the card were, because it was Luchasaurus and like Jurassic Express versus MJF and Wardlow, right? That was the other one.
Yeah.
And then Hikaru Shida and Penelope Ford. I don't think that's going to be show stealer, because I think the show stealer already happened with Hikaru Shida and Nyla Rose. So I don't know what they could pull out, what Penelope could pull out of Hikaru, or what Hikaru could pull out of Penelope compared to what Nyla and Hikaru did that night. It was a very emotional match, and it was a very violent match with a lot of great spots. It was a great hardcore around the ring one at Double or Nothing, and it's going to be really hard for them to top that. So they might just kind of play it straight pretty much. Penelope might pull out her gymnastics and kind of have that in contrast to Hikaru's martial arts. So I gotta run. What were some of the other ones on the card though?
All right.
Private Party.
Private Party versus Santana Ortiz, and Cody Rhodes versus Jake Hager.
I think Cody Rhodes versus Jake Hager might be the show stealer, even though that's the headliner, because I think that's going to be, just because I like seeing Jake Hager use his MMA stuff in the wrestling ring. It's a fun mix. Although the match that I'm waiting for still is Jake Hager versus Kenny Omega, just because those two have contrasting styles, and that's the one I'm mouth-watering for, just because Kenny Omega was training for MMA before he was, because he was one of his original plans before his match with AJ Styles was he was going to leave wrestling for MMA, but he fell in love with wrestling again. So just seeing I'm wondering if Kenny Omega would pull out some mixed martial arts against Jake Hager. Now I'm kind of excited for this, just to see, how Cody works with a striker, compared to how he works with another wrestler. So I think to me that might be the show stealer. Yeah. So moving on.
Mr. Killer, what do you think? The best match of the card and the show stealer.
You know, I shit on the guy all the time for his sloth gimmick there, Orange Cassidy. But as we saw all the last episode of Dynamite, Chris Jericho said you better not bring that gimmick or bring the attitude when you face me. Because if you try to kick me in the shins, I'm going to hit the Judas effect on your ass, and it's going to be over with. And then we saw him brawling out in the crowd and everything. So, I mean, I think we're going to see not the clown Orange Cassidy, but the Orange Cassidy that I've been talking about that can actually work. So when he steps in there with
fighting
Jericho,
Orange Cassidy.
that's right.
Yeah, but
we're going to see that.
But we're talking about day one, though. Day one about the card. So we're
Okay, day one.
Day
one.
one.
Yeah, see, I thought that was on day one.
No,
if that's not
it's
on day
day two.
one, then I'm going to have to agree with MGC right there with Cody and Jake. You know, I think Cody, every time he goes out there, man, his performances, they're always passionate. He makes sure he's passionate about what he does. He makes sure he puts on a good match and
Always
puts a lot into
storytelling.
it. He's always a great storyteller, just like his father. So, I mean, and we know that Jake Hager can go. So, definitely, man, Cody's going to steal the show with Jake. Definitely, no doubt about it. Especially after the build-up, you know, he puts with the press conference and everything. The five-star match he had with his brother not too long ago. I mean, the matches Cody does, he put all of it into it. So, that's what we're going to see here as well. Best match of that night.
So that's the best match and the stealer for you both combined.
Yeah.
All righty. Mr. Hero, I want to hear yours.
Same. 3 for 3 here. Great minds think alike, you know. I'm looking forward to this Hager versus Cody match. Cody always brings it. He is a professional at what he does. I always enjoy watching his matches. And I always hum his theme song in my head, you know. So I always catch his matches. Hager, I watch his Bellator fights. I know he's undefeated in MMA. So, you know, the style that he brings from MMA into wrestling is awesome. You know, what is that?
Why? Because he's fighting nobody fucking known. He's fighting clowns in Bellator. Give me someone he can fight.
No.
They put him up against like a fast food worker in one of his matches.
Yeah.
That's all he did. I'll take him. Let me go ahead and take him myself. That's all he did.
Here's the thing. Yes, sure. Okay, there's that. But you can't go into MMA just like that. Just look at the CM Punk thing that happened. 2 fights.
But Hager's got a background, though.
No. Yeah, see, Hager's different, though, because
there's really
Hager's
no
different,
easy. There's in MMA. There's really no easy matchups. It's just contrasting styles that go.
There is if you're in there with CM Punk. Got you again, Punk. Got your ass again, CM Punk.
Jeez Louise. Okay.
What do you guys think? We should have a discussion on like how Fedor would do against Jake Hager or like Lesnar, because somebody said somebody said that Jake Hager's like AEW's Brock Lesnar right now.
No
way.
Not at all.
No way.
Okay.
No way. But go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
Not me.
I mean, Lesnar, he fought legends. He fought, you know, it was a different amount of it was a different road to the title that Brock took than Hager has. I'll give Ivan that, but that's a topic for another time.
Right.
Yeah, so as far as Fighter Fest, man, I really like that they're doing it in 2 nights. It keeps us talking about the event because, you know, one week to another. I did like WrestleMania's way of doing it, where it was a 2-nighter back to back. But I feel like I'm gonna like this better. It gives us time to kind of process what happens in night 1, and maybe what happens in night 1 could have effects on night 2. So, you know, but yeah, definitely for me, the match is Hager versus Cody.
All right, I believe so. I guess. Well, it's gonna be a tough one for me. I mean, for me, it's gonna be more. The steal of the show, I believe it will be more. Omega and Adam Page versus best friends. I think they're gonna steal the show because the way how their innovative moves. Go steal the show. No.
Fuck the best friends, bro. They suck.
I like them.
They suck.
And I mean,
Well, what'd you think of Roppongi Vice, Josh? Did you ever check them out? Because it's like, because that was
better. That was better.
You liked you prefer Roppongi Vice. You like him with Rocky Romero rather than with
Chuck Taylor sucks. Yeah. Chuck Taylor sucks, bro. But continue, Ivan.
But like I said, I mean, I think that will be the one that steals the night. The best match will be actually Cody versus Hager because they're gonna be having a storytelling match. So that's gonna be a great storytelling match of everything. So I'm looking forward to see that. So so we'll wait and see. We'll see how that happens. But I can't wait. I think day one could do better than day two, but we're looking forward to that. But we'll find out. We'll just see how it goes. And but you know what? I think the one that's gonna be the one sneaking on there would be Private Party and Santana Ortiz. You got two great high-flying tag teams, but you never know. Wait to see that one. What I do like also, the Lucha Express versus, you got pretty much the baby face of Shawn Michaels and Diesel versus the heel of Shawn Michaels and Diesel. That's what you have right there. Or you can consider it more like Shawn Michaels and Sid. Like you can call it one of those two. So maybe one of those two, yes, we can kind of see right there. But I'm looking forward to see that. And the women's one, obviously, it'll be a good match too, like an aggressive one. So also, let's just hope that day one will be great. So we're looking forward to see that. So, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're about to go ahead and end, obviously, episode 8 here on the Circle Big podcast. So stay tuned on Sunday. We're going to go ahead and have actually our Undertaker review as MGC is going to join us with that. We're going to review the life, obviously the last ride of the whole chapters, not details. But overall speak about his career, and we're going to choose our favorite 5 moments of the Undertaker's career. So, which we're looking forward to seeing. Speaking about that this Sunday. So, we'll hope how it goes. We'll see how it goes. And so, ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is co-host your house IPC alongside with co-host Repetition Killer with the American Hero Lopez, and of course our special guest this evening is NGC saying buenas noches and good night. We'll see you on Sunday.
Salud.
Salud.